Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Gemini, is the Seven of Wands. Now, the Wands is the fire element. You may have some fire placements. Here, also this is a minor arcana, which means there is tribal involved over here. Now there is this person shown as a very tall person, standing tall on a, in a mountainous area. And there is one that this person is raising high. And then there are 6 other ones that are, rooted in the ground, right at the foot level, right? There are 6 ones that are rooted beneath the person. So I do feel that, this is an energy where you are standing your ground. And I feel that standing your ground in terms of high principles, it's not that you are being petty out here, or just, arguing for the sake of arguing, or just coming from an egotistical perspective. I feel this is like it's coming from higher principles, higher values, from your higher self. But because this is a fire energy, so things sometimes get heated because this is related to the energy of Mars. The planet Mars is always like, kind of gets a little aggressive. Also, it's related to the energy of Leo. And Leo is 5th house, on the other spectrum, the lower spectrum of Leo energy is, egotistical energies. So, I feel that that's what you need to refrain from, like, getting into a kind of a argumentative energy or a, discussion or verbal fight back and forth and things like that. You don't have to do that. You can avoid that completely, because there is free will involved over here. So what actually needs to happen with this energy is just think things through, a little bit of reflection, a little bit of introspection before you say or do anything. And I feel that if you come from a space of, kind of defending or telling people why you're defending a certain situation or a certain principle or a certain idea, if you do that calmly, I feel other people will understand where you're coming from. Otherwise, it's like this energy kind of tends to feel to other people that, you just want to leg up, you just want to, have it your way. That's the negative connotation of the 7 of Wands. Whereas what the person is actually trying to do is just stand their ground because they're coming from a, from a higher principle perspective. So I feel that all you need to do is, like, if you feel, like, for example, at work, if you feel there is a certain type of way, a process, or an opinion, or anything in regards to your work, if you want to, have an opinion or convey a message, you can just, say it calmly, and that's it, without fighting for it. Just let it be. Just give your opinion without fighting for it. And let it land, people will visit it, revisit it. Maybe they'll have discussions where you are not involved. And eventually, if, they might come back saying that, yeah, you were right. So instead of, forcing your perspective, I feel the better way to go would be to just say your point and kind of, like, let it land. Let that thing take its time to sink into people's mind and thoughts. Now, for others of you, this could be some kind of a, even like, establishment of rules or boundaries, whether it's at work, because sometimes at work, we get stuck, doing other people's things, covering for other people. So if you're time pressed, if you don't have the time for it, then, make sure you're able to convey that message in a gentle way, that you're not going to work overtime, or you don't have the time, or you're not going to cover for a certain situation. So if that's at work, you can always hold your stance. And the same goes for your personal life, But the most important thing with this is to keep the peace, to not disturb the peace while stating your stance and, setting your stance and also standing by it. Now, the other negative energy, point about this energy is that people will test. They will test your boundaries. They will test your patience. As to how you handle the situation. So you don't have to get all riled up about it. You don't have to raise your voice. Let the tempers not flare. You just wanna, make a point and stand by it. So if people are on board, great. If they are not, you're not going to back down. You're not going to be part of the situation. That's all that needs to happen. You don't need to convince others that you are right. If you want to keep the peace, you don't have to convince anybody that you are right. If it is the right thing for a certain situation, people will figure it out themselves, and eventually they will. Because the Seven of Wands always comes from a place of, established, tried and tested energy. It's about staying away from speculative things. So if people are wanting to try new things in the market or new solutions, and you're like, we haven't tested that, it hasn't proved, it hasn't stood the test of time. What I'm saying is coming from a more tested place or a more, a more reasonable place. So just say your point. You don't have to be part of that situation which is not working for you. So you can always take a step back. This is a free will energy. Nobody's going to force you into that situation. It's completely your choice. So while you stand your ground, you don't have to, cause those temperamental flares, because then it'll just, spoil the entire, the entire situation. So instead of doing that, just state your point calmly, and then people will come around to it anyways. The next card you have, Gemini, is the intuition. A lot of keyboards out here, and one, it looks like a heart shape. The keyboards are all heart shaped. So it's like, nerves transmitting information, from the heart or your mind, telepathy, inner knowing. It says your heart song, telepathy, and inner knowing. So inner knowing is all, it's all the same thing. Telepathy is just feeling a hunch, feeling what the person could be thinking or wanting to say or is feeling. Again, a heart song, it's coming from your heart space. It's like your heart is feeling first. Your gut is telling you first before things make sense, or before any formal data is presented, or before a formal announcement, or before somebody says something. You already know it. You already sense it. It's a very watery energy or a fire energy. So definitely you could have some fire or water placements. And that's kicking in right now. So don't brush that off. So if your heart or your gut feeling is telling you something, it actually is something that you need to gather more data around. Don't dismiss that. Write it down, write down those thoughts that you're having, and, kind of gather data or watch and observe things to confirm your hunches. Now, that could be in your professional place, it could be in personal, it could be anywhere. But if there is something that you're feeling, that is not formally made or formally announced, or you don't have a written document, or you don't have anything or anyone validating what your hunch is telling you, then you need to gather that data, but don't brush off your hunches. And the last card for today, Gemini, you have is a message from the universe, and it says, remove the limiting labels you're wearing. Yeah, society conditioning, external conditioning, people around at a workplace or, personal life, or, people in a neighborhood, friend circles, whatever that is, label us in ways that, they label us because they don't understand who the true person, is. Like, people don't know us, at the soul level, and that's why they tag us like, oh, this person is this and that, and, difficult or shy or too much and to this and whatever that is. I feel that you don't care. You're like, this is not who I am. I'm going to drop all these tags and titles and labels that have been assigned to me. And I'm going to just, be who I truly am, no matter what people actually think I am. So it's a relief energy. It's like you don't have to wear the weight of, being and just, being somebody that you're not. Even though people think you are a certain type of way, you're not that way. They misunderstood you. They have not interacted enough with you to understand who you are. So you just have to, there is some kind of a, misunderstanding out there. People think you're this, that, and the third, but you're not. And you already know that, you had the Seven of Wands, which is like holding your stance. Intuition, it's like intuition as to knowing that, the person is just not getting it, or, person doesn't understand you or get you, or is just, kind of has a different image of you in their head. So you already know that your intuition, your inner knowing is already, telling you that this person really doesn't know who you are or doesn't understand where you're coming from and things like that. So it's okay. I mean, people always expect different things from us. So it's okay. If their expectations is different from what you can provide and live up to, that's totally fine. It's actually a big relief that I feel the weight that you are going to drop, the labels that you are going to drop is going to make you feel much lighter and much yourself. So Geminis, those were your messages and hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Libra. So the first card for today, Libra, you have is the Seven of Pentacles. This is Earth element, Earth energy, minor arcana, which means there is a lot of free will involved over here. Now, if you look at this person, the person is actually standing in a field, looking down on what's growing. This card has a lot of teal, green, and golden energy. There is a pentacle which is floating right above her head. So definitely it's in regards to earth elements, which is your material resources or your finances or anything else. It's like anything which is earthy, something that you can touch via. So those kind of things are on your mind. This person is clearly looking at the field and trying to assess, how far has this field come along? Where is the growth? I have put in so much effort. Where is the rewards? Where is the results? That's what this assessment is all about. And I feel that, Libra, you might be kind of assessing, I put so much energy into this project. I'm not seeing the growth. I'm not seeing the results. Or my business is not producing the clients or the money or the finances. And it could be in any area. You could be putting energy, time into some certain situation. And you're kind of assessing, I've been going at it for so long. I don't see it completing. I don't see it growing as much as I had wished for. So it is growing. The underlying energy of the Seven of Pentacles is that there are things which are growing, but you're not able to see it because this is the earth element, earth element, right? And earth elements are the slowest of all the suits in, tarot. Like whether it's water flows really fast, air moves really fast, fire, it just flares and spreads really fast. The slowest moving energy is that of Pentacles, which is the earth element. So, and this will test your patience. This requires a lot of patience. This energy requires a lot of patience. All of the earth energy requires a lot of patience, a lot of time, devotion, energy. You cannot be restless with this energy. You cannot expect instant results with this energy. The earth element will reward you only when you are patient enough. You keep plugging away, you keep working at it, and you've given it the time for things to grow and compound, and they are growing. You just might not be able to see it on the surface. Things are working out behind the scenes. So this is an assessment, and for sure things are compounding. You will see it. You just need to be patient, It's not an energy of quitting. I mean, sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I've done so much, whether it's in personal life or business. Whatever, I've done so much, I've invested so much time, trying to figure this out or working it out, but it's just not. The answer is, it is working. You just have to be patient enough to keep going. Don't quit halfway. Don't lose hope. Don't lose motivation. keep pushing through. Don't so if this is in regards to your finances, if you want to sell some stocks, if you don't see them grow, I feel this is an energy of holding those stocks. Don't sell them right now, not as yet, not in this energy. So do a little bit more assessment, a little bit more patience before you sell off your stocks and portfolios. Similarly, in regards to budgeting or funding, just well, it's good to analyze, it's not good to be in lava line. It's always good to analyze that, I've started this project, I've put so much money into it, it's not growing. Should I still keep working at it? Or if you have borrowed money, funding, or some investment from other places or crowdfunding, then it's of course worth the assessment. But, I feel that things are going to grow. Could be just a slow market. The conditions might not be conducive, but then things don't remain the same. So I feel that you need to do a thorough assessment before you give up on anything. So be patient and don't quit. That's the energy of the Seven of Pentacles. Do a thorough assessment. Don't live in Nana land. Don't be impulsive. Don't sell off things that you can hold for a bit, because the market is going to come up someday and you might benefit and profit then. And don't quit. If you have already put in the time, energy, and money into something, don't quit it midway. Sometimes when we don't see exponential growth, our morale goes down. That's the energy of this. Like, take stock of things, but don't quit. This is not the time for quitting. The next card you have, Libra, is thinking. And it further says, missing you, craving, desiring. Further on the window, a finger is saying here, in the middle, it says, miss you, I miss you. It's written by a finger on a foggy window. It says, I miss you. So definitely there is an energy of longing, somebody missing, somebody thinking of you, and vice versa. So it's a very softer energy. It's like, when your heart really longs, you're like softer memories, nostalgia of the past. This could be like somebody is, missing you. Maybe you're away from home, or maybe you're not connected anymore. The only caveat with this is definitely somebody might be missing, or you might be missing. So, there are two ways to address this if you are in this energy. One is to actually, reconnect. Send a message, or they might be just waiting for a message, or they send, or something like that. If there is a reconnection energy to this as well, there is a probability. But on the other side, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which means reassessment. So with the reassessment paired with this, the other possibility is that the longing and the craving is, of course, it, makes you remind of the past, fondness, nostalgia, good memories. You might be looking at pictures and all of that, thinking of the good old times and good old days and all of that. But a reconnection, you want to reanalyze. The Seven of Pentacles is reanalysis. Like, I missed the past, but is it worth reconnecting? So there could be two things playing out with this energy. For some of you, you might feel that, it's worth reconnecting, and you hear from somebody, or you send a message and reconnect. On the other flip side is also a possibility that you figure that, memories are just memories. Maybe whatever that situation was just good in my head and heart, and it's not worth it to reconnect. So it could go either ways for you guys. Now, whether this is friends or old companies that you've been part of, or old routines, old patterns, old lifestyles, it could be anything, it could be hometown, it could be homes, neighborhoods, whatever that is, or this could be an environment around you where, your company or your company is like, oh, we had that team and we let it go. How about we kind of restart that program, or restart the team, or restart that project, and things like that. So for some, this could be, things because of the market, they kind of downsize, and now they feel the need to restore that division, that team, and people are finally coming back in. So it could be at a professional level around you as well. Or it could be, like businesses, it's like they stop a product and later on they get the feedback that they, the customers are really missing that product, and they relaunch it with a little bit of a different flavor. So for some of you, it could be at a business and professional level as well. For some of you, this could also go, not just in terms of people or companies or jobs. It can be your older life. Maybe it's like you switched up countries and you're missing the old life. So for some of you, it also could be that that's for just a small portion of you. It's like you could be craving, foods or, craving things that you were eating before. Maybe you had a diet change and things like that. So especially for those that are working on the health, because the Seven of Pentacles also speaks of our health routines, health schedules, and all of that. So for some of you, you could be missing some kind of a health routine or dietary nutrition routine as well. But it's a very softer energy. It's not a negative energy. It's a very softer energy. So things could just reconnect, resurface. It could be people, could be messages you hear from those that are really missing you, maybe a long time no see and things like that. For some of you, it could be just a part of your life or a phase of your life or a chapter of your life that you're thinking, looking at pictures, videos, and collection from that phase, and you're kind of missing that phase. It's like, for example, if you like climb mountains, you train for it, you went, you climbed the mountain, you really had fun, you came back. So you're like, oh wow, I really enjoyed that activity. And I'm craving, because I'm craving for those people, that experience. So it could be craving experiences as well for some of you. And the last card for today, Libra, you have as a message from the universe, and it says, slow down and rest. You need it. Yeah, you've been exhausted here. You've been working. Like the Seven of Pentacles is saying, Seven of Pentacles comes at a point when you have invested a lot in a certain situation, whether it's your own development or at work or in your personal life or in your social circle, anything, in some situation that requires a lot of your time, energy, investment. And you've done the work. You've really been at it. So now it's time for you to, without guilt, take a break, slow down, pace it out, take that adequate rest, do things that refresh you, do things that, release the stress. Either you take a vacation, take a break, or just stay at home. Do nothing, just to do things that you really like to do, whether read a book. There's a book out here, read a book, or sip teas and coffees. There's also what do you call that machine that you massage your skin with? So some of you could be just like, needing massages and rest or doing that. Just, enjoying picnic. This looks like a picnic table. So some of you could just, go outdoors, spend time with your friends, family, whatever that is, and just recharge your batteries. And nothing wrong with that, because Seven of Pentacles does require some more continued work. And it will be nice because you're tired, and, when you take a break, you're ready for the next leg of putting the effort in. It makes you feel that, yeah, you've come a long way, you've taken the break, and are you ready for another round of hard work? So this is a very much needed energy. It's not about you feeling demotivated or something like that. This is a much needed break that you need to incorporate periodically, so that the next round of hard work, you're able to put in that work, right? You're able to sustain that pace again. You're able to put in that energy without giving up. So this is a good energy. Take that pause, take that break. So Libra, those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Aquarius. So the first card you have, Aquarius, for today is the Nine of Wands. This is fire energy. Wands is the fire energy. So you might have some fire placements. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are the fire elements. You have the Nine, and also it's a minor arcana, which means there's a lot of free will out here. Nine is almost the completion, almost the end of a difficult cycle. Nine of Wands is a difficult cycle. You've been through it. You've been plugging away. The air signs, the general theme is about defending themselves, defending the boundaries, predicting their energies. Seven of Pentacles. Libra had the Seven of Pentacles, assessing, reflecting, still pushing, and all of that. So there is some common theme which is working, through the air signs. I feel that you might be in situations that you have been putting in a lot of energy, but here's the thing, the situation, the fight, a hard work is almost coming to a completion here. You might not be able to see it, but that's what the number 9 indicates, that, you've been through it. You've been through the experience that you may be exhausted, tired, doing the same thing over and over again. It could be a project that's just dragged out for way too long, and you've been at it, you've been working the extra hours, and you're like, when is this project going to be completed? So it's almost there. It's just another few more days. I feel it's now down to days, not even, may not be weeks, maybe a week or so, but it's almost now down to days. So definitely there is a cycle which is completing out here for you, Aquarius, and this is the last effort, the last push. And you are tired, it feels like a battle, it feels like exhausting. You're like, when is this going to be over? Because I've run out of energy, I've run out of stamina. And that's what the Nine of Wands, actually, it's a little bit of a testing energy. It tests your resilience, it tests your patience, it tests how badly you want a certain thing. For some of you, it could be just, like you were in school, in college, and you're like, I've been studying forever. When is this course going to be over? When is college going to be over? When is the survey going to be over? When am I going to? So don't quit. It's not the energy of quitting, and you should not be quitting because you have put in a lot of energy. You're at 9. So you've been putting a lot of time. You've been repeating this. You've been working at it, and now is not the time to quit at all. So definitely this is a common theme between the air signs and energy of quitting, whereas, energy of analyzing, like, should I quit? That quitting thought is there, but the energies are saying don't quit because you're almost completing the cycle. You're almost at the finish line. You're almost at the end of it, and things are going to shift. New cycles, more lighter cycles are going to begin. Or if this is in regards to overwork and there is lack of resources, and resources are starting to come in, maybe people get hired and then you're able to delegate. So, you might have been going through ups and downs. This is also about defense, self-protection. So it happens only when we have dealt with a lot of setbacks. So you might have encountered that, and a lot of patience has been tested, a lot of delays you might have encountered, whether it's in your personal life. This could be in regards to anything. It could be in regards to people, or in your business, or in your place of work. It could be with people around you, social circle, or even in your family. For some, this could be that in regards to your home, maybe renovation or buying a home and things like that. That could happen really exhausting for you. Like you've been looking and you finally are not able to decide or get a home that is within your budget or in your liking or something like that. But that wait is going to be over. That search is going to be over. If you're in business, like for example, you're in a construction business and you're like, this construction, when is it going to complete? It's almost there. So just last first and you will complete the cycle. So protect your energy, take that adequate breaks, delegate if you can, or hire people resources so that you can distribute and people can help you, pitch in so that you're able to, take away the workload from you. But I mean, because otherwise this will make you really tired and make you really groggy, make you, kind of, temperamental and things like that. So don't stay in this energy, get the help. Exhaustion is real with this, but it's not going to last forever. It's just another few more days. Get the help and delegate. Because this is free will, right? So it's onto us, maybe you're not choosing to delegate. So get the help so that you're able to loosen up and lighten up your workload. The next card you have, Aquarius, is the energy of rules. It says open heart, and further it says receptive, empathy, and vulnerable. So definitely roses and the color pink and red, these are all, softer energy. So open heart, which means that your heart is softening. Sometimes Aquarius, because you're the 11th house ruled by Saturn, and also you're known as, the general energy of Aquarius is known as the intellects and air sign, and cold, a little bit detached. But I feel this is like a more softer energy. You could have some water placements, but in general this is like the softness, and it's like you're opening up, you're staying less detached. Maybe you were a lot detached from situations or people, but now you're softening up, you're loosening up, you're sharing a little bit more, you're being a bit more approachable. You are welcoming people, talking more to people. Maybe you're sharing a little bit more about your lives. It's like the guard is slowly coming down. You've been a little bit guarded with the Nine of Wands, definitely protecting yourself. You have that armor, I feel, which is now shedding away, which is a good thing, because now now that you're opening up, maybe you've been through it, you had difficult experiences, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna say this to anybody, and that kind of hardened you up. Like, why do I have to go through this all by myself? Now you're opening up to people. They're able to see your struggle. The help is coming towards you. They will be able to help, whether it's through advice or just through their presence. Maybe you're like, I don't want anybody's help, and now you're opening up to it, at least talking to people. So I feel that you're letting people in on your lives. Maybe you had held things, data, everything in private, but now you're kind of opening up, losing up a little bit, It's like telling people exactly what you feel instead of just, yeah, I'm fine, and putting up a fake smile. So I feel that you're being more real, you're being more honest. Maybe people are feeling more honest around you because you are opening up. This could be your energy or even your environment where people are speaking up more honestly. People are discussing things. There's more transparency. You're getting to know the real side of people, or you're getting to know the real story behind situations. People are opening up their lives, or people are opening up their homes, for visit, or maybe you could be doing that. So it's in general of softening up, of accepting more human connection, more talk, more words of either advice or opinion or compliments, or just human interaction, more of human interaction. So I do feel that there is a change out here. I feel Aquarius, in the way you look at the world and the way you look at situations, things and perspectives are changing in your head and heart, and Nine of Wands is definitely an energy that you have been hurt in the past. You've been through a lot of setbacks, but I feel that you're like, I cannot bottle this up anymore, so I have got to let it out, and it's very good to let it out, especially with your inner circle of trusted friends, whatever that is, or even with professional help, so that it kind of, you can release that burden you've been carrying alone on your heart and mind. So it'll make you feel more relieved. It'll make you feel that, yeah, people have got your back. You have people around you that you can reach out to, and vice versa. When you open up, people are able to reach out to you as well when they need their attention and help. So I do feel that for some of you, this could be in your personal life. It could be also in your professional life, or you could be involved in professions that is opening up your heart, like community service, or being in hospitals, community care. It could be healthcare also, something that deals with people opening up about their struggles, about the help that they need, about the trust, maybe that, they've been broken down, they've been through it, and now they're able to share their stories and heal and recover from all of that. And it could be opening up to friends, known people, or even strangers and counselors. So it's a good energy, less guarded energy. And the last card for today, Aquarius, you have is a message from the universe. And it says, your soul whispers love. Your ego shouts fear. So it's just an extension of what we've been talking about. You're moving from a Nine of Wands, guarded energy, to a more softer energy. Nine of Wands is coming from a space of fear. Open heart is coming from a space of, hope and love. So the fear is going away slowly but surely. And your softness, your vulnerability, your inner core is softening, so you're capable of love. You have a beautiful heart, Aquarius. It's just that sometimes your air energy takes up so much space that you forget that you how to open up, how to be vulnerable. And it happens all the time, and we come from a space of being hurt. Of course, our guards are up, our armor is up. And we're like, disconnect from everybody because we think that it's useless. People everywhere are like that. But I feel that over a period of time, when we meet different people that are more kinder, more nicer, and we're like, why do we disconnect from everybody just because one person or one situation hurt us? So you have a big heart that's capable of loving. And it's just that, fear took over, but I feel that is going away. The external fight all of that is going away. Your guardedness is going away. Your heart is opening up layer by layer, right? And you are um, feeling more comfortable coming from an open-hearted space. So the face of this person is more calm, more, more like hopeful, more positive energy, looking upwards, looking towards the world, with more hope, and with the sense of calmness that, it feels good to be back. So, Aquarius, those were your messages and hope they resonated with you. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.